There's something powerful about people who don't just build businesses, they build experiences. Today's guest has quietly become one of the connectors of Texas wine country. Not by owning a vineyard, not by making a bottle of wine, but by creating the journey that gets you there. What fascinates me about him is this. In an age where everyone wants to be the brand, he builds the vehicle, literally. And here's what I'm curious about today. What does it take to turn transportation into transformation? How do you scale hospitality without losing intimacy? And what happens when you put an experienced architect in the hot seat and then elevate the flavors? We're not just tasting chocolate, we're tasting story. Ladies and gentlemen, the owner and founder of Cottonwood Wine Tours, Matt Garcia. In front of us are 6 unique chocolates paired with our guests' requested drink of choice, which is bourbon. The bourbon that we're going to try today is from 1693 Distillery located in Fredericksburg, Texas. We'll taste them one at a time, from left to right in a deliberate progression. No rushing, no skipping ahead. Today, my guest is...
Hi, I'm Matt with Cottonwood Wine Tours.
Each chocolate comes with a question, not to test your palate, but to see what the combination reveals about you.
Oh, okay.
Now, just so you know, some of the questions are easy, others are unexpected. There's no right or wrong answer. So let's take a breath. Let's take a bite and let the flavor lead. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Let's try the bourbon first by itself.
Okay.
Do you do cheers or?
I do cheers.
You do cheers? Okay, cheers.
So, well, hold on. Do you know how to properly nose a bourbon in case you want to get the full aromas of said bourbon?
No, I don't.
So, when you're nosing wine, it's easy to just put your nose in there and sniff the wine. However, with spirits, you don't want to do that because it's much more alcohol. Mm-hmm. So if you put your nose in there, you're going to burn your nostrils and be like, oh my God, that hurts. So what you do with bourbon is you put your nose in there, but instead of breathing in through your nose,
breathing through your mouth?
You breathe in through your mouth. So then you can get the full aromas without burning yourself. So you kind of, and it allows those bourbon aromas to come into your olfactory system without having like, hey.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, cheers,
all right, cheers. Now I can do it. It's a bourbon.
It is bourbon. Do you not enjoy bourbon?
No, I do. It's just the initial shock is...
It's true. So that's why also sometimes people chew their bourbon. Have you heard this?
I have heard of that before.
So basically you let it get in your mouth and then you kind of let your saliva and your tongue interact with each other.
Okay.
And you're basically proofing it down in your mouth.
Interesting.
That way when it's time to swallow, it's not the full... You're basically proofing it down with your own saliva, which I know doesn't sound romantic to say.
No, not at all.
I'm going to proof the bourbon down with my spit, yo. Yeah. But it does help to make the bourbon much more enjoyable than just like...
We're going to go ahead and start. The first one you have here is horchata. It's supposed to be creamy cinnamon. Okay. But go ahead and take a bite and then we can pour the bourbon over the horchata.
Wow, I do like that interaction. The cinnamon jumps out of my mouth first, but then as soon as like the vanilla aspect of this bourbon, it kind of mutes it.
Exactly.
And it becomes kind of, it tastes like I'm drinking horchata.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So I agree. I tend to think of this one more of like Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
I can see that. Yeah.
But with the bourbon, in my opinion, I can taste more of the vanilla.
Yeah. No. Yeah, this definitely brings out the vanilla from the barrel. And
I'm not going to drink it all only because I'm a lightweight, so.
That's okay, no judgment.
Okay.
Well, on that case, will you judge me if I?
Absolutely not, no.
Well, in that case, yeah.
Go ahead. So Matt, you do wine tours in the Texas Hill Country.
Correct, yes.
Tell me a little bit about how you got started in that.
Well, I got started in tourism in general back in 2007. Doing Segway tours.
In 2007?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, Segway.
My sister-in-law used to live in San Francisco, so we'd visit her every now and again. And one time we went out there, my wife, Brandy, her mom organized a wine tour for us, picked us up in San Francisco, took us out to Sonoma. We did about an hour and a half in Healdsburg, visited 2 wineries, and they dropped us back off in San Francisco. And so the kind of thought was there planted, then Brandy was like, hey, there's wineries in the Hill Country. We ended up joining a wine club. This cute little old lady talked us into joining the wine club. And I remember the moment that it kind of changed everything when she said, do you want us to just ship it to you? Do you want to opt for pickup? Brandy looked at me and said, let's opt for pickup to give us a reason to come out here more often.
Absolutely.
I said, all right, more times coming out here. But it paid off because then a few years later, after doing Segway tours, chatting with my guests, and they were asking about stuff, I said, oh, there's wineries out there. They'd say, how do I get out there? I'd recommend companies that would take them out there, and nobody would take them out there if it was just a couple. And so after a while, I just kind of stopped thinking about it. Until one day we were there picking up our wine, and I said, hey, do you remember that tour we did when we visited your sister? And Brandy said, yeah, there's nobody doing tours like that. I looked into it. I said, well, no, I'm not asking so we could take one. I'm asking so maybe we could start doing this.
Yeah.
And so it took us a minute to get our permits with ground transportation, to make sure we're on the up and up with the city of San Antonio. And so by 2012 is when we started putting all this in motion. By 2013, we got our permits and we started picking up folks here at hotels in downtown San Antonio, taking them out to the hill country. So we've been doing this since 2013. So we pick up folks right here downtown, and then our first stop is usually about 45 minutes away from downtown San Antonio in the small hamlet of Sisterdale, Texas.
So you go from Sister Creek then on to
other. So the way our most popular spot, our most popular tour, which is what I just did today with these nice ladies from Minnesota. I picked them up here in La Villita. We drove out to Sister Creek Vineyards. They had their tasting. They got to drink 9 different wines made there at Sister Creek.
That's awesome.
Since they were feeling the spirit a little more than usual, they opted to go to lunch. So then we went straight into Fredericksburg, which from Sisterdale straight to Fredericksburg, it's like maybe 25 minutes at that point.
Okay, so then from La Villita all the way to Fredericksburg, it's what, an hour?
About an hour and 15 minutes.
Sorry, go ahead.
Total. And then after that, we did another wine tasting at Colossi Cellars today. But it just depends. So if they enjoy, or if it's a group, and some of them like sweet, some of them like dry, usually a place like Texas Wine Collective will be a spot that'll suffice for folks that want sweet, and folks that want dry, and folks that want white, and folks that want red.
Everyone's different.
For sure. So we usually kind of cater it to their palate and to their needs.
No, that's good.
So.
Speaking of everyone's palate being different.
Yeah, all right, let's do this.
Let's go to the next one, which is a strawberry cheesecake. You can pick it up. That's
No, I got really hot hands.
Oh, okay.
Right? It melted as I picked it up, so just letting you know.
Okay, so it's a strawberry cheesecake, which is supposed to be like a velvety berry. So let's go ahead and take a bite.
All right.
It is kind of melty. Ooh. Wait, I got it.
These do not want to play well together.
It
doesn't enhance it nor take away from it, but they're two separate things in my mouth.
Right. I didn't want to say anything because...
But it's not bad. I mean, it tastes like I drank strawberry milk. And then it tastes like I had a thing of bourbon.
Do you like strawberry milk?
I mean, not with bourbon.
Okay.
But it wasn't bad. I mean, the chocolate is good chocolate.
The good chocolate by itself. Yeah, exactly. As the New Yorkers say. So Matt, with your company, what small detail do you obsess over that guests always feel?
That's a good one. I would say one of the small details that I obsess over the most is just making sure that everybody learns something new. And sometimes that's great, sometimes it doesn't work, sometimes it backfires. I'll tell you who it backfires with. It backfires with people that want a booze cruise. And I understand that. I understand there's folks that just want to go out to the hill country, have a babysitter while they're getting inebriated, and that's fine. I'm more than happy sometimes to just shut up and drive. I can do that. I do know how to drive. I'd like to say I know how to shut up.
I was going to say, do you know how to?
I don't know if I can.
That's fine. I don't.
So that's the hard part. So that's what I mean, because sometimes I feel the need to like, hey, did you know? One of those kind of deals.
Yeah, and they don't care.
And so, but usually with tourists, when folks are traveling, their mind is open to say, oh, tell me more. I do want to hear more. So for example, my guests were so excited that they were able to learn so much about the winemaking process, about hill country history. And so that's one thing that I do obsess over. But like I said, sometimes if they have a sash and a tiara on,
you know
not
what you're
always,
getting.
but sometimes they don't really want to hear that stuff.
Okay.
And so if I try to insert it, they're kind of like,
yeah, we don't care.
Okay. So that's going to be the hardest thing. And that is one thing that I do obsess over, because I want to at least make it, when I use the word tour, I want to feel like they got a tour rather than transportation.
And you know a lot, when we talk, you know a lot about history in general, but like Texas history, hill country history. So you want to inject that.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel,
That's kind of one thing I do like to make sure it happens.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next one we're gonna do is a peanut butter and jelly chocolate with the bourbon. I don't know about you, but I grew up on peanut butter and jelly sandwiches,
Yeah.
so it may evoke a nostalgia, but I don't want to put that into your mind, even though I just said it.
It is. It's very nostalgic. I went to a memory right away when you said peanut butter jelly and growing up. But
Yeah. And did you eat the heel of the bread with the peanut butter and jelly, or just the regular slices?
I know what you're saying, but I've never heard it called that.
What do you hear it called?
The butt?
I've heard that too, but no, we called it the heel.
The heel?
Yeah.
Do you know what I've heard that I never used is the suegra, the
Wait,
mother-in-law?
I should know. Oh, of that? That's what it's called?
I've heard people say, I've never used it myself, but I've heard people call it the mother-in-law.
I should probably start calling it that.
Because everybody has two, but nobody wants one.
Oh.
You know, because every loaf comes with two.
Listen, I love my mother-in-law, and I'm not being held hostage.
She works with us, so that's what I'm saying. I don't use it.
I don't know about
I've
you.
never used it.
Okay.
I'm just saying, you know,
Okay.
I never heard heel, but I knew that's what you were saying. I grew up with butt,
All right.
you know.
In that vein, let's go ahead and take a bite. I grew up with butt.
Okay. Oh my God. That is good. So the bourbon and the peanut butter jelly sandwich is basically what that's tasting like to me. But somehow the bourbon is providing enough tannin to where it's feeling like I'm eating a toasted peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Interesting.
The bourbon gave me like toasted peanut butter
I
and
can
jelly
kind of see that. The way that my mom used to make her PB&J was she would put PB&J in a bowl with butter, mix it up,
Yeah.
and then
Okay.
put it on the sandwich.
That seems kind of fun. It would be almost like those jars. Did you see those jars that came?
Yes, with everything.
Yeah, I never tried it. My
Me
mom-
either. I mean, how lazy can you possibly
Yeah,
be?
I never tried it. I saw it at the store, but my mom
Yeah,
said,
no.
we're not buying that.
Absolutely not.
And sometimes I just wanted a peanut butter sandwich. I grew up on just peanut butter sandwiches every now and again.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I've heard that some people made just jelly sandwiches.
I mean, that's all sugar.
I mean, it's not something I ever
No
did.
way. Yeah,
Did
no.
you ever have just one or the other?
No.
Always had to
We
have it
always
together?
had it together.
Okay, see, every now and again I would have just a peanut butter sandwich.
Okay.
But I did know of people that just said they would just have a jelly sandwich.
Just a jelly.
Yeah.
No, I couldn't. That's too much.
To me, that's a lot of shit.
So, Matt, with your business, how would you say that you keep relationships central as you grow?
Oof. As far as like the places that we frequent, we do have a really good relationship with and most people out there enjoy us, I hope.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to say most people love us, because then if they don't, they'll be watching us and be like, oh, this dude thinks
Oh,
that we
Matt
love
again.
him."
He's talking
Yeah.
again about how great he is.
but I think most of the places that we go to enjoy them when we bring visitors, because again, most of our guests are not there to get rowdy and have a
Yeah.
good time. But as far as like networking,
Either
and
way,
that kind of stuff,
like customers or businesses that you work with up there.
yeah, so businesses that we work with, we definitely, try to be on their good side. I always joke with my guests that whenever I see them doing something a tad bit nefarious, like I'll be like, hey,
Knock it
don't-
off.
Yeah, and they'll be like, I'm never coming back here, and I'm like,
Okay.
yeah, but I'm coming back tomorrow. So I'm gonna need you to chill out and not
Exactly.
do that, because
Right.
I do have to come back tomorrow. And that's basically the way we've run our business for the last 13 years, is making sure that we're, I guess, going on 13 years. This April will be 13 years, but making sure that we're welcome back
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because if we burn a bridge out there, and especially if it's a spot that people want to go to, and we get a call, hey, can you take me to the newest hot spot? And all of a sudden we've upset them.
Yeah.
Then so that's kind of one thing.
It's like a small town. Everyone
Oh,
talks.
for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just meant the networking thing. We're really bad at networking because, I don't know, I may come off as loquacious and outgoing, but
I don't remember what that word means again.
talkative.
Oh, yeah.
Very
Yeah.
talking lot.
Talking lot.
Talking. But if when we're done with work, sometimes I'm like, man, I'm ready to go home.
Oh, yeah.
Got to go walk my dog. She's upset that I haven't gotten home to walk her.
Yeah.
And so, but yeah, I hope I answered that question.
No, yeah, there's no right or wrong. So you're fine.
But there has to be an answer at least, right?
Yeah, that
Okay.
was definitely an answer.
Okay.
So we're gonna go on to some adventurous ones next.
Okay.
So what we have next is smoked coffee.
Okay.
This one, we kind of call it our camping chocolate, only because I grew up camping
Yeah.
all the time. We would go every year. And it reminds me of being around the campfire. So
I can see that.
we can just try it and you tell me
Yeah.
what you think.
All right.
I'm gonna try that
Okay.
again.
I feel like I've gotten a splash of bourbon in my coffee around a campfire. I mean, but that's serious smoke right there. Good smoke, but it's very serious smoke.
Good smoke. What does that good smoke mean?
Like, for example, when it froze the other day, we had some hackberry logs.
Okay.
We threw that in the fire. It smelled horrible.
Oh, yeah.
It just smelled, I don't know, like bad lumber burning. That was not like mesquite,
Was it
which can be
green?
overpowering.
Was it green?
No. I think hackberry is just not a wood you should
Probably not.
cook with.
Okay.
We just had them because they were there, and so we tried to stay warm with them. It helped us stay warm.
Yeah, sure.
But the aroma was not pleasant.
It was not pleasant. Okay.
No, but so this
gotcha.
is like nice. I don't know, is that oak or something?
It's oak. It's oak.
Oak. Okay. All right. I knew it wasn't mesquite because I was like, because mesquite, like it takes over. Like all you taste is mesquite. So I was able to taste smoke rather than
Gotcha.
just the mesquite. So you know what I would really enjoy that with, in addition to all this, is a cigar.
What would you say, what part of hospitality is harder than people think?
That's a good one.
Because I know you guys are a tour company.
Yeah.
Hospitality always plays a big part.
My initial answer I want to say is being on all the time, but that's really not that hard. I don't mind being on for whoever I have in my vehicle or on my tour. I do walking tours as well, so I'm not in a vehicle. Sometimes I'm just out and about with people. And sometimes it can be hard being on and being the person. Well, I'll tell you what is a little bit hard. When you see a guest later on, and if you're having a moment in life,
Oh, yeah.
and then all of a sudden they catch you in like this
They're like, how dare you?
kind of beaten down moment. You're like,
Right.
no, yes, how you doing? Do you need help finding anything? You know, that's kind of hard, especially like if I work here at Brandy's shop here in La Villita and I run into somebody, it's kind of hard being like putting that guy back on.
Right.
So that's kind of hard. But other than that, in all honesty, one of the hardest parts is remaining polite company.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, especially lately, a lot of folks don't want to remain polite company. And, I grew up in the concept of polite company.
Yeah.
Meaning there's certain things you don't talk about in polite company.
Oh, yeah.
And unfortunately in today's atmosphere, and especially on a tour, so since we have no minimum on our tours, we often...
No minimum amount of people?
Yeah, so if one person books, we go. That's what kind of helped launch us. Because there was people doing wine tours in San Antonio before we started. But they had a minimum of 8 people.
Right.
And there's not too many people that go on vacation with 7 other people.
Correct.
And so that's one thing that really helped us launch this business because we saw that. And we were like, hey, my wife and I, we go on vacation with just the two of us
right.
often. So since we have no minimum, sometimes when we have 8 people in our vehicle, they're 4 different couples. They're 4 different groups.
And then they have to mesh.
Right, at least. And so, and hopefully all 4 of those groups are being polite company.
Right.
And if they're not being polite company, if someone is spewing their strong opinion about certain thing, it makes it uncomfortable for everybody in the vehicle. And then all of a sudden, I feel like I have to jump in as a moderator to kind of help keep it polite company.
Now you're like a debate moderator.
And that's one of the hardest things about hospitality.
No, I totally
lately.
get that.
It's just
makes
trying
sense.
to jump in and be like, okay, y'all, so I was talking about the Texas Hill Country and the fact that there's limestone around here.
Right.
And somebody's be like, but yeah, those guys are jerks, don't you agree? Well, actually, it is hard to grow stuff in limestone, but it can be done.
Redirect.
It's a porous material. So yeah, I do a lot of redirecting.
It's like dealing with toddlers sometimes.
Especially when libations are
of course.
introduced because...
Drunk toddlers.
Right. So yeah. So that's one of the hardest parts of hospitality for me lately.
Gotcha.
Is trying to remain polite company for everybody on the tour
Totally get
and
it.
the vehicle because sometimes it can get challenging.
Yeah.
So,
especially when you're driving too.
For sure.
You get dicey.
For sure.
With your long drive.
Yes. Well, 45 minutes isn't too long.
Well,
But no, I know what you mean.
We're gonna go on to the spicy ones now.
Okay.
We saved the spiciest for last.
I'm okay with that.
What we have next is a mole, which is just a savory, sweet spice. I'm sure you know that. So we're gonna go ahead and try that with the bourbon.
Okay. I was anticipating more heat from the mole. I should have waited.
It's like, what are you gonna say?
should've
'Cause
waited.
my mouth's on fire.
Yeah?
I can't do spice. Oh God.
So I think the bourbon muted it on my tongue, but as soon as it hit my lips, I was like, all right, there it is. Since I didn't let the bourbon hit my lips as much, the heat, the Scoville units of the mole escaped to my lips, and it's all on my lips right now. but I do enjoy it.
It's in your lips. So for me, it's all in the back of my throat.
Yeah?
It's like on fire.
But see, I also over-chew my bourbon.
Yeah, I didn't do that.
See?
One of these days I'll listen.
It's all right. But since I like to, chew my bourbon in my mouth, it all stayed right up here.
Gotcha.
So, but I'm going to have to wipe the brow on that one.
That's fine. I figured.
That does have some heat to it.
It does have a kick, right?
What is that? Some capsaicin?
Some cayenne?
Some cayenne pepper?
Cayenne pepper, yep.
That's good. Man, that would be good as just like some chocolate, like drink. You can muddle that up, put that in some chocolate drink.
Right. And it's not normally this hot. I feel like the bourbon just
intensified it. So again, I think that happened for you because you didn't chew it.
Because I didn't, okay, I get it. I did everything right.
Because at first I was like, where's the heat? Oh. There, but yeah, it definitely.
Bourbon's not my drink of choice. I like it.
I got you.
But I may or may not take your advice because I probably won't drink it after.
I understand. I'm gonna finish that one too, though, because I'm a glutton for
heat.
Well, for like tasty heat.
Tasty heat.
Yeah, it's got to be tasty for me to enjoy heat. Like I love hot stuff. Man, okay. So without the bourbon, that heat jumps in my mouth right away.
Still.
Mm-hmm. That's good though.
Okay. Awesome. I'm glad you like it.
Man, I would love that as a chocolate drink. Abuelita ain't got nothing on that, I'll tell you what.
So now that you're sweating and we've got you all nice and
glistening,
hot and bothered over here, I'm going to ask you a hard one. Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah.
What lesson did you learn in your business when circumstances threw you a curveball?
And we've been thrown some curveballs. The first lesson that I did learn in operating this business is that you can't please everybody. Sure. That's very hard for me. I mean, personally, as an individual, I'm a people pleaser. Especially when it comes to this line of work, I'm a people pleaser. I want to make everybody happy. And when we have people upset, like somehow it messes with me.
You take it real personally.
I do. Yeah. I take it very personally. And right before the shutdown happened in March of 20, the concierge team that helped launch our business were the concierge folks at the JW Marriott in the Hill Country on the north side of San Antonio. When we first launched, since we were kind of young and a new company, most of the concierge down here, they had a no wine tour policy because they had been burned so many times by people taking a reservation. And then when the day of the tour came, if they didn't have 8 people, they would cancel them that morning.
Oh, gotcha.
And they said, you know what? We have a shopping tour going out to the outlet malls in San Marcos. Since you already paid, would you like to go on that instead? And they'd say, well, no, I was trying to go on a wine tour.
Yeah.
Oh, all right, well, I guess we'll get you a refund here at some point. So nobody wanted to work with us. Since the JW Marriott was so far, they were like, yes, we'll send business your way.
Oh, wow.
So in 13, they sent us the bulk of our word of mouth business.
Wow.
So from 13 to 20, all of a sudden, we had like 5 different pickups downtown, and then we had a pickup at the JW. It's a good 25 minutes from each other.
Oh, yeah.
The gentleman at the JW Marriott left us a bad review, upset that he waited so long for his pickup, upset that he was in traffic on his way back for his drop-off. We went out of our way. We had somebody pick him up at I-10 and 1604, and so he didn't have to sit with the rest of the group downtown and then take him over to the JW Marriott.
So you went above and beyond.
We went above and beyond. We thought we really went out of our way to make sure this guy was happy. He goes online and leaves us a bad review. I'm devastated. We refund his tip money that he left on the card.
Oh, wow.
We told him, hey man, if you really felt that bad about it, then we're not gonna, I can't take your tip money. We called the JW Marriott and we said, look, we can't pick up there anymore unless it's a private tour. We were so devastated. And then the world stopped moving like a week later.
With COVID.
And then nothing mattered. But I felt so bad. And then now the JW doesn't even have a concierge team.
Wow.
But I felt so bad that we ended that relationship on such a bad note. And so that's one of the biggest, I say most recent curveballs thrown at us because it was like I took it personal.
Yeah.
And then the JW Marriott never has concierge back, and so now we don't even have that. So I feel bad, but again, I just had to learn you can't please everybody.
Right.
And that was a hard lesson.
And that affects
for me to learn.
your business as well.
Yeah, for sure.
So I know a few people pleasers. I feel like I'm the opposite. Like I love people.
Yeah.
But if I can't please you, okay.
Yeah.
It's not my fault. It's not my problem. Get over it.
I'm trying to get there. I'm trying. I'm like.
It's hard.
And you know what? Since then, I have been like, there's only so much I can do.
Right.
There's only so much I can do.
At some point.
This is the best I can offer you. And if it's not going to work for you, well, that's not my fault.
Right.
Like just right now. Again, my guests, they were out at the Hyatt Hill Country Resort.
Beautiful place.
And so usually if my guests buy wine, and these ladies did, So they had about 8 bottles of wine with them right now.
Goodness.
So when usually people do that and I pick them up here at La Villita, I'll say, you know what, since you bought wine, I don't want to make you take it all the way back. I'll take you to your hotel. And again, this is a good 30 minutes away from our office downtown. But I had this set up. I said, look, I can't take you to your hotel. I know you have wine. I'll store your wine for you here at our shop here in La Villita.
Thank you.
And you go to Boudreaux's, get some, tableside guacamole.
Guacamole. Oh,
get the prickly pear margaritas.
There you go.
And then when you're ready, come pick up the wine.
Yeah.
You can get a ride share from right here and go on your way. And they did, and they were happy with it.
That's
and
awesome.
you know what? It wouldn't be my ideal thing.
Right.
And my instinct would want to be like, let me take them.
Yeah.
But I was like, that's the most I can do right now.
I feel like people have to prove themselves to be, if you're going to go out of your way.
I like that. No,
you kind of have to gauge it.
Sometimes I've gone out of my way for people that don't care.
Right. And you're like, well, what did I do?
Right.
Like, I'm never doing this again. So
right about that.
People have to prove themselves. All right, so last question, last chocolate, last little sip of bourbon. Well, for me, you can have whatever you want. This is going to be our San Antonio chocolate. It's a spicy cinnamon. I can tell you what it reminds me of, but I'm going to wait.
Okay.
I'm going to let you tell me.
You know what the pear reminds me of? Gunther House coffee. You ever had their house coffee?
I don't drink coffee, but I love the Gunther House.
Have you ever had like the San Antonio HEB coffee? No? Oh, you don't drink coffee?
No. My husband drinks coffee.
Have you ever had a Filbert?
I don't know what that is.
It's just the way
I don't drink that either.
Some people say hazelnut. If you want to be obnoxious, you can say Filbert. A little bit here. But yeah, so there's this coffee at, Coffee? At the Gunther House. That's their house coffee. And it's a blend of like cinnamon, hazelnut, and the other spices. And like even folks that don't like coffee, so you might want to give it a shot next time you go.
Okay.
Say like, oh my God, this
What's
is
it
good
called?
coffee. It's just their house blend.
Oh, their house blend.
Yeah, they just call it their house blend. But I feel like I've replicated this on my own at my home. I do buy there still. Gunther House, I still buy
Gunther
coffee.
House, yeah.
But if I go to HEB, which is the colloquial pronunciation, HEB.
HEB?
HEB.
It's called Heb.
You call it HEB. Okay. But yeah, the colloquial
So HEB is a grocery store,
is
a
HEB.
Texas grocery store.
It is, Texas. Not plugging HEB. But they have their Cafe Olé brand, right?
Yes.
So they have the San Antonio coffee, the Houston coffee. So what I do is I go buy 2 bags of those, and then I ground them together, and then I mix them together 50-50 equal parts, and I feel like I've replicated that taste of their coffee. That reminded me
of that.
That's a long way to say that.
That's fine. It reminds you of coffee.
That's what I tasted.
You had like a core memory of coffee. Okay.
Yeah.
To me, this always reminds me of like either a Buñuelo or.
I can see that.
Do you remember Ponchos, the restaurant?
Yeah, raise the flag.
How many times did you raise the flag?
All the time.
What did you raise the flag for?
Sopapillas, of course.
Oh my God. Okay, me too.
Yeah.
First of all, I would take the sopapilla, poke a hole in it with honey, and just squirt that thing full of
Yeah.
That's what that reminds me of.
I can see that.
That's hilarious.
I dig that. Yeah, you got to raise the flag for more sopapillas.
So I hear that they're still around, but they don't have
I've
a
heard
flag.
that they don't have the flag anymore?
No, they don't have the flag anymore. Probably because people abuse the flag, like
so.
you and I. We need 1,800 sopapillas.
I remember one of the first times I went there as like, a teenager or a tween, I guess they would say nowadays. We thought we were going to get in trouble because we raised the flag a few too many times.
Yeah.
We thought we were going to have to pay extra, and like we were scrounging around our nickels and dimes in our pockets looking for like, oh my God, how much is this going to cost us? And they were like, all right. Because you pay up front. Yeah. It's cafeteria style.
You pay first.
But then you can raise the flag.
And get unlimited sopapillas for life.
And so I was shocked that they were like, no, you're fine. You already paid for your food. And we're like, okay. I mean, of course, we probably should have left a tip to the humans that brought us the sopapillas. But, I'm 12.
Right.
So, I think I put my quarters on the table and was like, sorry.
You're paying it forward at 12.
Yeah, but no, we raised the flag quite. But our Ponchos, at one point in time, before my cognitive reasoning, was a Chuck E. Cheese.
Wait, what do you mean?
Like the building was a Chuck E. Cheese.
Was it the one at Marbach?
Yeah.
That was a Chuck E. Cheese?
Yeah.
That was my Ponchos.
Before our cognitive memory, it was a Chuck E. Cheese. The only reason I know this is because the bar next door, Grasshopper Lounge, you never went to the grass, that's good.
No.
Still had the carpet when I was a kid.
Did it still have those weird things?
So all the animatronics were gone.
Oh, those things terrified me.
Yes, they were very creepy.
Well, because they kept it on.
Mitzi.
They kept it on, even though
the
curtain.
And the music was off, and then you could hear. You could hear it moving, but they probably needed to make the joints move.
Yeah.
If not, they would have probably rusted out.
Yeah, they would rust up like the Tin Man.
But you could hear it. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, for sure. Rocket fire explosion, I think is what they called that. Something like that.
Your final question, Matt. What do you hope people remember feeling years from now after taking one of your tours? And it could be a wine tour, it could be the downtown, the missions tour, any of your tours.
Gemütlichkeit would probably be the easiest one-word answer that I could have for that.
What is it?
So it's a German word, or maybe even Austrian, of coming together, imbibing, having a good time.
Okay.
And there's no exact literal translation, just like, like the word tocayo doesn't exist in English. The gentleman that made this lovely chocolate is my tocayo. So, but in English, we don't have a word for that. So we have to say,
hey, this guy has the same name as me.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Okay. So Gemütlichkeit is a word that you have to use a whole phrase with to say like, oh, coming together, having a good time. So like pleasant memories, especially for the wine tours, I do want folks to have like a Gemütlichkeit type of memory where they had a good time.
Have you ever had, or I don't know if you know this, but because I saw you guys up there once and you had a group that was just, they were having a blast together. And I had no idea what was going on. And then I realized, oh, they're with you.
Yeah.
Have you ever had, or do you know of like friendships that formed and then they stayed in touch afterwards?
Yes, for sure.
Yeah?
For sure.
That's awesome.
We've had that happen. And the other cool thing is, especially since Sister Creek is our first stop,
right.
I'll be in there quite often that folks join the wine club and they'll be hanging out there and I'll come and see them and they'll be like, hey, this is the guy that brought me here first, especially for locals.
That's so cool.
Texans, if they take our tour, we're kind of the ones that introduce them to Sister Creek. And since it's kind of technically off the beaten path, we've introduced a lot of locals to it that have like, I didn't even know I was there.
Right, no, for sure. I'm the same way. My friends came from Virginia and now that's their favorite winery.
Nice. And I'll be honest, when I came up with the idea to do these tours, I had not even been to Sister Creek yet. When Brandy first told me about it, I was like, what?
Sister what?
That's kind of tucked away. And to me, at first, I thought its tucked away aspect was a downside to it. And it turned out to be probably the best part of it, that it's so tucked away, at least from my experience, because the guests are like, oh my God,
and
I had no idea this was here.
Beautiful drive, too.
Oh, for sure.
We always go that way.
Going up 1376 is such a beautiful drive. But yeah, so that's kind of one thing I hope the guests kind of just feel like they had a joyful time.
Right.
Having a good time. If they learned something great, and even if they felt like they were supposed to be learning something, and they walked away with no memory of learning anything.
But they had fun.
But they had fun. I'm okay with that.
I love that.
And there's usually like one little factoid and or tidbit that they'll come away with and say like, wow, I didn't realize wine got its color from the skins until I took this tour.
Yeah.
And then to me, that's enough.
Right. No, that's awesome. That's awesome. So we're done. Thank you so much for your time.
Well, again, the San Antonio's good. Well, they were all good.
Okay.
The only reason I didn't finish the smoked coffee is because it was melting to my hand. Same thing with the horchata.
Yeah.
But they were all tasty. But as far as like my favorite, I would probably say it actually was the peanut butter.
Really? The PB&J? Interesting.
Because again, it gave me this nostalgic memory of a toasted peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Okay. So yes, thank you for your time.
Yeah.
Go ahead and tell everyone watching how to find you and what do you have in the works?
So what we do have in the works, and I was actually just chatting with somebody outside about this, because here in La Villita, there is a tasting room right next door to us that does nothing but Mexican wine.
Okay.
From Mexico. It's all from Mexico and it's right next door. And then in Hemisphere Park, a few blocks over, there is an all Texas tasting room. Wow. And hopefully at some point in time, I want to do a Tejano or a Tex-Mex Thursdays where we pick up folks here in town, locals, or maybe folks that are staying at the JW Marriott Hill Country or the Hyatt Hill Country Resort, the Wild Oaks, these far off places that tourists go to that are not downtown, picking them up right there and taking them to both of these places. We call it our Tex-Mex Thursday. I'm a sucker for alliteration. So
when you say are they going to eat?
So no.
Oh, wow.
As much as I do love Tex-Mex food and whatnot, what I mean is we'll have Texas wine at Rerooted and Mexican wine at Casa Gipsot right here in La Villita.
Okay.
And so we'll do this on Thursday because that's the best day that works for me and those wineries.
Gotcha.
So Tex-Mex Thursday.
And there's plenty of places that they can get Tex-Mex around.
Food for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's what we have in the works. CottonwoodWineTours.com is the spot to find us.
Okay.
You can follow us on the socials.
Okay, what about this beautiful location that we're in?
So we are in Blink, and that's B.Link, here in La Villita. To find them, you're gonna have to go to b-link design, design.com.
All right.
Mixed Monk. Taste the adventure.